I ask questions, I'll yield in a moment to Ranking Member Blackburn for her opening statement. I just want to say before I do that I have observed few members of the Senate who have demonstrated a more sustained commitment to child protection and the prevention of child trafficking than Senator Blackburn. And we identified early in this Congress that the protection of vulnerable children was an important shared priority. We've also collaborated with the introduction of the Filling Public Safety Vacancies Act to empower local law enforcement with the resources they need, and are now working together to try to pass our Report Act, which would, Mr. Perez, as you alluded to, empower NCMEC to provide law enforcement agencies with more and better information to prosecute online child exploitation. So I thank Ranking Member Blackburn for her collaboration and participation, and yield to you now, Senator, for your opening statement.
Well, and thank you for that. And yes, I think our Report Act is scheduled to go on the hotline today. So, and it already has a House sponsor. I want to thank each of you for being here. And Mr. Chairman, thank you for the hearing and for building this out a little bit. Mr. Perez, I so appreciated your remarks. And we're doing this at a time that I think so many people have lost sight of how important it is to protect children. And to your point, Mr. Perez, how important it is to go after these traffickers. And they're out there, you know they exist. They're on social media. And NCMEC is trying to go after them. And it is vitally important that we go after these traffickers and these people that are making a profit off of going after the most vulnerable among us. And I know the chairman knows, some of you may know, for the last several weeks, I've been trying to figure out and to subpoena the records for Jeffrey Epstein's plane, to find out who was on that plane. I've been so disappointed that Chairman Durbin has continued to block this, because Jeffrey Epstein had probably what is the most high-profile sex trafficking ring we've ever seen, ever heard about. It was high-profile, high-dollar people that were predators on these young girls. And I don't know why there is a push to block these records. We need to have access to this. We need to know who was on that plane, who was participating in this. They redacted those records in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. But getting to the bottom of this is important. And as we talk about protecting children and providing for them and the role of the federal government in this, for goodness sakes, let's try to figure out what HHS has done with 85,000 migrant children and where they are, whose hands they are in, the labor trafficking that you talked about. I find it unconscionable that 85,000 children we cannot find, just as I find it unconscionable that Chairman Durbin would have continued to block my request to subpoena those flight logs. But we appreciate so much that y'all are here today. And Mr. Chairman, your leadership on these issues, I